Hello, welcome. So I'm jumping in here live because I wanted to briefly talk about just one really simple, crazy switch that you can make that can help you really find your perfect exercise, your perfect sleep, your perfect deep flow when you should communicate, like you're basically your perfect daily routine for you. So my name is Mel, and if you don't know me, so what I do is I help women release weight through really tapping into and aligning with their rhythms and their energetic just their energetic being. So there's a lot of different rhythms we each actually are naturally born and supposed to be following to find ease and flow, but most of us are so conditioned that we are just out here, doing our thing frantically. So I wanted to kind of bring this to you. Why do you need to know this one switch particularly? It's because we really only have about 4 hours of productive time. And so if we only have 4 hours productive time and we're trying to run a business, be healthy, have connections, wouldn't it be really great to know how to align things so that we have the best energy to make this happen? So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to figure out your daily rhythm, so because naturally you are inclined with a certain amount of energy during certain times of the day. Each of us is going to be better at sleeping and waking up at certain times. So we're going to talk about that today. So in the program, I really help women to do 5 different things. 1, align with their feminine cycle. So each of us has a feminine cycle, and within that cycle, there's different times of the month where we are better at nurturing, where we're better, or where we really need to be nurtured, where we're going to really be able to tap into our creative juices, where this is the time where we're really going to dive into like that deep flow and get work done. That's your monthly cycle, and in that cycle you also want to be attuned to how that affects your ability to work out, to eat, your mood, your metabolism, all that. The second thing that you want to be aware of, if you're not aware of already, is your energetic embodiment. So really being able to tune into your authority, your strategy, and how you do things and how you get into flow. This is going to talk about that a little bit. Number 3, we want to think about our metabolic strategy and biologically how do you release weight and keep it off. Number 4, you want to understand your activation code. So your activation code is like, who are you? What are your beliefs? What is your vision? And what do you need to do to be able to tap into that and be motivated? And then number 5, what we're going to be talking about today is your chronotype. So your chronotype is what's going to help you tap into your daily rhythm. So each of us has a daily rhythm where we have certain energy and certain flow that is going to help us make the most of our day. So each one of us, so I wonder where I have that. So I actually have a document where I wrote this out. So I have a whole workbook for my clients. We have a 12-week program, and we go over all the different aspects to help each person kind of get into their rhythm, get into their flow, find patience, how to kind of tap into their authority so they can release weight and keep it off forever, rather than going off of mainstream and what other people tell you, because what other people are telling you might work really well for them, but again, each of us is going to have our own rhythms to tap into. So let me know below, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, have you ever heard of chronotypes? So I think there's 5 different chronotypes, and after this I will leave a link below if you're interested, so you can look up yours, because you can actually look up your chronotype. It's pretty easy. It's a quick little quiz, and it's free, and you can figure out what your chronotype is, and then you can look up, and it will give you like what is going to make most sense for you. Like, when should you be going to bed? When does it make most sense for you to get a workout in? When should you be sitting down and like really being creative? Whether you are writing posts or creating something for a program, when is going to be the absolute best time for you to communicate? So whether you are writing emails, talking to clients, going live. So right now I am going live during my chronotype when it suggests for me to go live. It also talks about when should you really be dialing in and working on like deep work, like the to-do list, and getting stuff done that way. Because everything is going to have this energetic energy. And so each one of us is imprinted with a very specific energy code. So let me look up, I have the workbook. So I have it right in my workbook. So, like I said, the things that you want to, if you want to make the most of your efforts when it comes to working out, when it comes to work, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to how you should eat, you want to understand, 1, your feminine cycle, 2, your energetics, your body and energetics. You want to understand metabolic strategy and your activation code. And I'm gonna give you some information right now on your chronotype. So this is under my module of energy management. So it's energy management, expend your time. And I find this very helpful for my clients because we want to figure out, like, when is the best time during the day? Should I be writing stuff? When should I be setting time aside to get my workout in? Like, when is it going to make the most sense for me and my rhythms, my daily rhythms? So, like I said, we go through all different types of alignment and rhythms and energetics. This is your daily. So this is just what you should be doing daily. So there is the bear. You might want to take note of this because, like I said, I will leave a link below if you want to take this test. There is the bear. So in here it says that for you, communication is going to be best to do between 7:30 and 9 in the morning. If you are a bear, so a bear is 50% of the population. You want to be doing your deep work at 10 in the morning. You want to be doing communicative work at 3, and you want to be doing your creative stuff 8 at night. That's when you want to be doing those things. And for you really, like, for bears, they really run off of, like, the sun going up, the sun coming up and the sun going down. So they need a full 8 hours of sleep. So basically they want to be waking up with the sun at 7 in the morning. Lions are going to wake up at like 5:30 in the morning, and they're going to want to be communicating. They're the ones that want to communicate at 7:30 in the morning, between 7:30 and 9. They want to be in deep work, like really getting stuff done from 10 to noon, and they want to be creative between 1 and 3. Dolphins, I'm actually a dolphin, so you want to be planning. You want to get up around 6:30 in the morning. You want to be planning everything at 8:30 in the morning. You want to be creative at 10, and you want to be doing communication between 1 and 3. Hi, I'm communicating with you guys. And then you do your deep work between 4 and 6. So the other one is wolf. So wolf, their times are really going to be based on when they wake up. So this one is based off of a 7 o'clock time, and you're going to want to be doing your deep work. So a wolf is someone who really works at nighttime. I guess I should preface that. So a bear is someone, so intuitively you might know, just based off of what I'm saying, but intuitively you might know a bear kind of goes like with the sun. They get up when the sun gets up, and then they sleep when the sun goes down. A lion gets up super early. They're like the CEOs. They're like the powerhouses. They work really hard, but they're getting up super, that's like this 5 a.m. Club. Dolphins are me, where they're very light sleepers. They might have insomnia. And then wolves are the nighttime people. So again, their deep work is at 2, communication at 4, and then they're going to be more creative at 7 or 8. So like their days are going to be shifting towards the evening. If you want more information, so that's basically what you can do for work. So what you want to do based off of that is realizing, when do you need to sleep? So if you're a bear and you're getting up at, the time the sun comes up, let's say it's 6 or 7, you want to work backwards and go, okay, how much sleep do I need? So all of these people have like this perfect time to get up. So you want to kind of dictate when you go to bed and get up around that time. And then if you want more information on when the best time to work out is, obviously you do not want to be working out during your deep flow time, or during, looking at your schedule and understanding what is going to be the most important for my schedule, and how can I line up those activities with my chronotype. So again, this is just one example of how you can really make sure that you are in rhythm with who you are as a person to be the most productive, to get the most out of the day. So if you're someone who's like, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough energy, these are the kinds of things that you want to look into and go, how can I be the most productive? How can I get the most done? How can I make sure that I feel energized from my workouts? How can I ensure I'm getting the best quality of sleep? So if you look up your chronotype and you can work your daily schedule around that, it's going to increase your productivity, and it's also going to improve all the areas of your life, including your energy and your overall health. If you are getting in a really good pattern and habit of good sleep, good exercise, you're able to focus in with your work and actually get things done instead of being distracted, then you can actually get everything you want to get done in during the day and feel very satisfied at the end of the day. And you won't be pushing off your exercise and eating healthy because you are distracted, because you're overwhelmed, because you don't have the energy. You want to actually take some of these tools into account so that you can line up your life to the best of your ability. So I think the real point of everything is being able to create a life where you are in flow, where you are in alignment, where you're not causing all this unnecessary resistance in your life. And I know so many people do that. They're creating this resistance that doesn't need to be there. And what we really need to do is just take a moment of contemplation. So like I said, I have all these different avenues that you can, go into, start to educate yourself on, learn more about, or you can always reach out to me if you have any questions on this. But once you start to understand your feminine rhythms and that cycle, and then you can understand your personal energetics and your activation code. And again, if you're someone who's trying to release weight, you really understand the metabolic strategy, because that is really what's going to help you release the weight forever. But again, what causes the weight gain is going to be being out of alignment, because when you're in alignment, you can naturally and intuitively check in, and you will know, you'll intuitively know, oh yeah, that makes sense. I kind of intuitively knew it. So if you come in with a really strong intuition and you build on that, and here's the thing, the more in alignment that you are, the stronger your intuition is going to be, right? And so when you have a really strong intuition, everything begins to line up, right? It's like, if you live in a life of abundance, if you have abundance mindset, you are going to attract abundance. Same thing with being in alignment. You're going to have more time. You're going to have more energy. Your body is naturally going to move towards what is comfortable and energetically in line with you. But you have to give yourself that time, that space, and actually take into account. Again, if you're someone who's living in this hustle mindset, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to maybe not necessarily tap into your intuition, but you might not be trusting your intuition. And not trusting your intuition is what gets people in this place of overwhelm, of burnout, not having enough energy, putting on unwanted weight, and then damaging and harming their health. All of these are symptoms of being out of alignment, your natural rhythms that we were born with. And so once you can stop, and again, we have these tools to look into. The point is that these tools are not telling you how to change. They're just showing you what you already intuitively would know if you were able to slow down and follow them. So that is my goal for you guys, is really to be able to begin to take some of these tools that I'm sharing with you and begin to add them into your life, and realize that you can be happy and blissful and calm and grounded now. And if you can find that now, you are going to manifest and attract more of that. But you can't attract what you don't have. So hopefully you found that interesting. I hope you have a great day. My name is Mel. If you're not in my group, you can always check me out and join my group if you're interested in more ways to release weight that is in alignment and with rhythm and energetically 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 aligned with you. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. I will talk to you guys next Thursday. Bye, guys.